We went to dinner with Cutie, Lud, CDawg, Germa, Connor Eats Pants. And we went to this dinner at this place called Chica. And it was so stupid. Yeah, so we went there because apparently they have this like viral dessert on TikTok. It looks like corn. Like it looks like corn, but it's a cheesecake or something. And so Lud was like, let's go to the TikTok place, whatever. And so we went there and it's like a nightclub. Like it's like we sat down for dinner, but it was like a nightclub. Like there was a DJ and it was so loud. Yeah, Lud was trying really hard. I felt really bad for Lud. But there was a DJ and there were lights, and this is what it sounded like in the restaurant. You can't even see. You couldn't see what was happening. The waitress came over to order, and I'm like yelling, like I'm at a club. I was like yelling at her. I was like, could I get the, you know, it was so loud. And then at some point they gave us sparklers. I was really scared of the sparklers. I don't like them being that close to my face, but she just like handed it to me, so I had to hold it, and I was scared. And then women stood on the tables and started dancing, and then women stood next to us and started swallowing fire, and it was just like a lot. And we couldn't talk to each other the whole dinner because we couldn't hear. So we were just all sitting there eating our dinner, like going like this. Like to the music. It was so interesting. It was funny. Wow. Lud feels so bad about it. I feel bad for Lud. Like, I texted him the next day and I was like, thank you so much for dinner. So sorry that it went like that. So funny. We had a party that started at 11 p.m. And I had hair and makeup the next day at 6 a.m. that was not at my hotel, so I had to leave at 5 a.m. Or I had to get up at 5 a.m. So I was like, I have to be at this party that starts at 11 p.m. and I have to get up at 5 a.m. and go and have 2 panels the next day. So this is like not the ideal. Oh yeah, I'm not there yet. Danny, thank you for the Prime. So we got to the party. It was the OTV Razor. Wow. Dolce & Gabbana party. We got to the party. There were a lot of people waiting in line to get to the party. There was one entrance. And so we kind of like went around looking for OTV people to get into the party. My agency was there, so then my agency's trying to get me a wristband, and then Masayoshi's there and he's trying to get us in, but it's like it's very confusing. And then like somebody went over to Cutie and they were like, you come with us, like we'll take you backstage. But it was like just Cutie and nobody else that we were with, and we were with like, I think we were with like Germa, CDawg, me, whatever. And Cutie was like, I'm not gonna go alone without them, so like I can't go right now. It was just like a whole thing. And so eventually we got in like this back way. We went through these service elevators. It was a whole thing. We got into the club. There's like a stage. There's like a VIP stage with ropes. So we were back there. There were bottles and stuff. And then there was like a whole floor where a bunch of people were. And it was so loud. And I don't mean like a club loud. I mean like, I think there was something wrong. Like when drops would happen, the ceiling, there were like these panels on the ceiling, right? And when the music would get louder, the panels would drop like this and smoke would blow out. But it sounded like this like hissing, like psss, when the smoke would come out. And it was everybody, including the drunk people, including Will Neff, were going like this because it like hurt. Because it was so loud. It was really bad. It was really bad. And I don't know, it was just a lot. I was really overwhelmed because the line was so long and I wasn't very confident. Granted, I don't know exactly how security works, but I was just like not confident in it just because of the way that we got in. You know, there was no like ID checking, there was no like what's your name, there was no, it's just like Lud kind of like led us around places and Cutie, and then we just kind of like tagged on with them, and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. And so we got in, and I was just like, yeah, regular people, people that I did not, like so many people that I did not know, never seen, I don't think were streamers, were like getting into the section that we got into. And I was just scared, you know? I was just like, I don't think that there's enough security here. Like, I don't know how they're doing this. I don't know who these people are. Like, I want to leave. So I didn't stay there for very long. This was I had one drink at the nightclub restaurant with Lud. It was whiskey, by the way. Not that this matters that much. I got like, it was like a whiskey drink, and it was like just alcohol. It's crazy. Why are you scared of normal people that wanted to party? I think it's pretty clear why. I'm not trying to come from like an ego place. I think it's very valid as a streamer at TwitchCon to be worried about partying around viewers with no security. That's just like a scary thing. You don't want to do that. It's not like an elitist thing. It's not like, oh, I don't want to be around these people. It's like, I'm afraid to be around these people because who knows. So my second drink of the whole weekend was at this club, Dan Clancy. Dan Clancy is hanging out in the VIP section with everybody, and he grabs a shot and comes over to me, and he's like, here you go. And I was like, oh, okay. Because what are you gonna be like? No, Dan Clancy, I don't want to take this shot with you. He like handed it to me. So I took a shot, and then I went home. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Yeah, he had a great time. He had a great time. And then I went home. I got home at like 3 o'clock or something. Or 3 a.m. 2 a.m.? Say 2 a.m. Got home at like 2 a.m. I had to be up at 5 a.m. to get my hair and makeup done. I know that sounds crazy. Hair and makeup, my hair lasted all day Sunday. I don't regret that. Makeup is really great if you're doing like a panel because of the lights and because you're far away. And so I hate to toot my own horn here, but I don't know if you saw all the Alveus girls on that panel, but we looked great. Okay, I was like, we're gonna get hair and makeup done one day. It's not gonna be for the meet and greet because then we're all like in person, you come up to us and you can like see makeup on your face. And I didn't want that for us, but I was like, for the panel, we're gonna have our hair and makeup done and we're gonna look nice and professional. So I paid for everyone's hair and makeup on Sunday morning, but there were 4 of us. And we had to be done at 10 a.m. So we went from 6 to 10 a.m. And so, yeah, Connor didn't get his hair and makeup done. He went and got us breakfast while we were getting our hair and makeup done. And we all sat in Lindsay's hotel room for 4 hours and read the Carbon Almanac and talked about carbon emissions and spiraled. It was great. But anyway, I got home at like 2 a.m. on Saturday, and then I woke up at 4 a.m. in the middle of the night sweating, and I felt so nauseous. And I went into the bathroom and I just like laid on the bathroom floor. You ever feel so nauseous that you just like lay on the bathroom floor because it's cold? I was doing that, hoping that was gonna do it, that I was just gonna feel okay and then I could go back to bed. And then I started vomiting at 4 a.m. I threw up at TwitchCon, and it's not because of alcohol, because I'd only had, and the one shot that I had, it was like grapefruit juice and like the tiniest little bit of alcohol. My boyfriend had 4 and he was like, there's no alcohol in there. So it wasn't alcohol. I think it was just exhaustion. I think like I needed more sleep and I was so tired from Saturday, and I did not get enough sleep Friday, and like I had eaten enough, but I think I just threw up from exhaustion. So I got up at 4 a.m. and I threw up, laid on the bathroom floor a little more, and then went back to bed, got up an hour from that. And then I went to Alveus Staff's hotel. We met with hair and makeup at 6 a.m. at the hotel. Actually, we met with hair at 6 a.m. We walked in the hotel room where the hair person was, and she was like, so I have bad news. We don't have a makeup artist. And I was like, huh? Because I scheduled them like a month ago or something. Bilbo, thank you. Niktar, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, my boyfriend came with me because I was like, I felt really bad actually. Because he was out later than me. He stayed at the club. And then I told him, I was like, this is awful, but I have to pull the boyfriend card here. I'm not leaving this Vegas hotel at 5 in the morning in the dark where viewers are staying by myself. So we're up at 5 a.m. Let's go. He was great about it. He was totally fine with it. But yeah, he got back even later than I did, so he got way less sleep. He slept while we did our hair and makeup. I lost my train of thought. Oh, the makeup person wasn't there. She was like, hey, we don't have a makeup person. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, we can't reach her. It was 6 a.m. and then it was 7 a.m. and then it was 7:30 and they hadn't heard anything from her. And she was sleeping. Like I don't know. I don't know if she slept through her alarm or she was hungover or she misunderstood the time, but they said that she was talking, like they were talking about it the day before. So I don't really know what happened. She did show up at 7:30 and she got all of her makeup done. Which was great. But it was kind of scary for a while. I was like, so we're just gonna have I'm gonna have to do everybody's makeup, which I don't know if I'm good enough to do that. But it was fine. She came in, we got all our hair and makeup done. Then we went to the, it has to be so embarrassing, I know. Cutie got a tan. Cutie got a spray tan. She booked a spray tan for 2 a.m. in her hotel room. There's like a service in Vegas where you can book a spray tan. Like someone will come to your hotel room in the middle of the night and give you a spray tan. She booked, like I saw her pick it. It was like picking a movie ticket. She clicked 2 a.m. and then put in her hotel room number and they came in, she like got in the shower and they like spray tanned her 2 in the morning. Isn't that crazy? Why? Because she likes spray tans. I've never had a spray. Oh, why 2 a.m.? Because she didn't have a time otherwise? I don't know. It was wild. What else are you gonna do at 2 a.m. in Vegas? Nothing to do.